How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Welcome back to Southside High School, where we're going to have our second game of our doubleheader tonight, where the Lady Archers were victorious earlier. We're getting ready for the start of our second game between the boys teams. Concordia comes into this game 1-7 on the season, 1-7 on the season, 0-3 in conference. Austin Tomes is their head coach. He's 1-7 in his first year as a cadets coach. Southside comes into this game 3-6 overall, 1-2 in conference, and they're coached by Coach Mike Novell. For Coach Novell, he's in his 7th year at Southside High School. He is 51-86. In his 31 years of coaching, he is 3-11-402. So he's coached over 700 games in his career in high school basketball. We've got a little bit of a delay here. I think we had an issue with the clock to start with. I don't think we'll have another national anthem. They played it before the girls' game, which was a great game, by the way, where Southside trailed after 1, tied at halftime, led by 7 after 3, and held on for the victory by 5 over the Concordia Lady Cadets, who are 14-3 on the season and 6-1 in conference play. Looks like we have a malfunction at our scores table right now, and they're looking to correct that before we get started. For Concordia, for Concordia, like I said, they're 1-7 on the season. They play tonight against South, and then they will play at home against Snyder next week, 1 week from tonight, and then they'll play New Haven at home. So they're looking to get going on the season. They may have some guys that have football legs still, since their football team not only advanced through sectional, regionals, and semi-state, but won the state championship in high school football this season, led by Peter Morrison, who decided not to play basketball this season. For Southside, they come into this game 3-6. They're on a 2-game winning streak. After tonight, 1 week from tonight, they will go to Fort Wayne Carroll. Then they will have a home game against Indianapolis Broad Ripple next week. There we go. It seemed to be our microphone died here at the high school. So now we've got some announcements. We're going to find out who our starters are. Austin Tomes in his first season at Concordia High School. He's 1-7, looking to get his team going in the right direction. Some new philosophies, new ideas. At Concordia right now is just a 1-7 on the season. Fairly nice crowd has assembled here at Don Reichert Gymnasium at Southside High School. We've got PA announcements getting started. Our earlier game saw the Lady Archers defeat the Lady Cadets by 5, 50-45, probably an upset by all accounts. Darshana Nathan, she did not lead the game in scoring, but she was definitely the player of the game with her outstanding defense. She guarded Solaire Starks and held her right to her average at 16 points. The first player out for Concordia, number 3, Jaden Dance, a guard. Number 20, Adam Gottschalk, a guard. Another guard, number 24, junior, R.J. Anderson. Larson Ashford will start at forward, number 21, a senior. And at center, a senior, number 50, Nick Webb. So they will have Dance, Gottschalk, Ashford, Anderson, and Webb to start the game. Webb comes into this game averaging 16 points a game and 5 rebounds. They're led in scoring this season by Gottschalk with his 10. Southside starters. Number 1, a sophomore, Mikhail Stevenson. At the other guard, number 12, Courtney Shorter, just a junior, number 12. At the other guard position, number 21, a junior, Trajan Didier, their leading scorer, averaging 21 points a game. At forward, number 5, Dennis Johnson, a senior. And at center, he's a sophomore, number 10, Amari Hall. Amari Hall, last week against Canterbury, had another one of his better games after he had a good one against Blackhawk Christian. So he'll get another start tonight. He's their big guy underneath. See if he continues to play the aggressive defense and offense that he played last week, again, or earlier this week against Canterbury, where the Archers were victorious over the Canterbury Cavaliers, 86-71. Southside comes into this game averaging 71 points a game, and Concordia only averaging 50. So Concordia wants to have ball control. Southside more of a get out and run team. The thing with Southside is if Mikhail Stevenson, their point guard, number 1, gets in foul trouble, they really don't have another point guard as good as he is. Some of the players off the bench they'll try to use are Perkins and Nord and Eldridge. We've got Hall jumping against Ashford. Ball's in the air, and we're underway at Don Reichert Gymnasium at Southside High School. Stevenson in the lane. He gives it up to Hall. Now Hall against Webb. His ball will drop in. Quick 2 points by Amari Hall. Concordia pushes. Ashford now baseline. He'll go back outside to number 3. That's Dance. Dance now over to the left side. And now they'll get it back to Dance. Dance to look to hit. He hits number 20. Dennis Johnson with the rebound. 20 with the shot is Gottschalk. He misses. Johnson inside and he misses. Dennis Johnson had a nice game the other night. Ashford pushes. Nice fake, but he's going to get called for a walk. Concordia 2 quick turnovers here. Southside leads 2-0 with 7:20 remaining in the first quarter. Hall to get the ball. He'll bring it up. Gives it up to Stevenson. He's guarded by Dance. They look for Didier off 2 screens. He'll drive and he'll be bumped. See who they call this foul on. I believe it's on number R.J. Anderson. That is his first, the team's first. Didier inbounds to Johnson. Johnson back up top to Stevenson. Now back to Didier. He drives in there in the lane, kicks it to Hall. His 8-footer's on the way. Rims off. Didier deflects it out of bounds, and Concordia gets the ball. Anderson to inbound for Concordia. Southside will press. Gottschalk and Dance in the backcourt. And that ball is thrown in and off the knee of Dance, and Concordia with 2 quick turnovers. Southside will get the ball under their own basket. Didier to inbounds. He's looking for Shorter, cut off by Webb. Stevenson will take a 3-pointer. It's off the back of the rim, and Shorter deflects it, and it goes. You can pick it up. Yep, Stevenson, you can pick that ball up. And he'll go up, pull up for a 15-footer. It's stopped. Didier drives, and he travels. So quick turnovers here by both teams. A little bit of sloppy play, and Concordia will inbounds right in front of their own bench. That is Ashford. Ashford will inbounds. He's got nobody to throw to, and he'll have to use up a timeout. So Concordia uses their timeout. We'll see if it's a full. I'm not sure of the call here. We'll see what this call is. Evidently, it was a violation on Concordia for the timeout. I don't even know if they were charged a timeout or if they took a 5-second call. They may have done that because I think all their guys got off the bench. And when you have they sat down, that's probably what it was. And on a 30-second, you cannot sit down. And they did, and they called 5-second call. Nice move by Stevenson. His floater's up, and Hall rebounds. Hall goes up with it, and he scores. Amari Hall with his second basket. Southside leads 4-0. 6:20 remains here in the first half. And number 20 for Concordia, Gottschalk, he double dribbles going to the baseline, and Concordia with 3 turnovers. Kamari Anderson will place Gottschalk. So Gottschalk will be replaced by Kamari Anderson Drew, was one of the wide receivers on the football team this year for Peter Morrison. Didier, a long 3-pointer. It's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by that guy, Dennis Johnson. And that's what Dennis Johnson does great, ladies and gentlemen. He's kind of a garbage guy. Oh, nice steal. Didier gets it. He travels but gets away with it, and that's a two-pointer. Didier's reverse layup gives Southside an 8-0 lead. This time we have a timeout on the court. We're looking for a timeout call here. We've got a full timeout at Southside High School at Don Reichert Gymnasium, where the Archers lead 8-0, 5:56 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have any questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Sports Center Inc. is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and answer any questions about pricing. Sports Center Inc. is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. After the timeout, Concordia will have the ball in the backcourt. Ashford to inbounds. He looks to inbounds. He'll get it into Webb. They'll go back to Ashford. He looks to bring it up. He'll come straight up the court. Johnson picks him up. He'll go left side. Now he'll give it up to the point guard, Dance, and now Dance will turn it over. And they don't call it. It is over and back. Now they call it. 5 turnovers on the Cadets early. We've got a sub coming in for Concordia. Kowak comes in for Concordia. He replaces Dance. Sophomore for sophomore there. Southside looks to extend their 8-point lead. Bakarowick now against Mikhail Stevenson. He gets it underneath to Mari Hall. Mari Hall drive in, left-hand scoop shot. He misses, rebounded by Concordia's Webb. Concordia pushes. And now Bakarowick's going to get called for a travel. 6 turnovers against the Cadets already, and we've only played about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes here in the first quarter. Johnson now to Stevenson. Stevenson brings it up right to the middle. He looks, finds Didier. Didier looks for Hall underneath. He catches it on the block. He'll turn into the lane, reverses his jumpers off the back of the rim, rebounded by Gottschalk. And now he'll push it up. Concordia's shot is up and off the back of the rim, getting his own rebound. This is number 21. 21 gets the rebound, Ashford, but it's missed. And then Anderson, he picks up the loose ball. He scores and he's fouled. And that foul's on number 20. They're actually on number 10, Amari Hall for Southside. His first, the team's first. Anderson to shoot 1 for the Cadets. Into the game for Southside. Brandon Eldridge, he replaces Hall. And Anderson's shot is in and out and rebounded by Johnson. He gives it up quickly to the court. And there's a three-pointer by Shorter. He misses, rebounded by the big fellow Webb. He pushes it up. Nice move by Gottschalk, and he'll score. So now Concordia into a little bit of a rhythm. Stevenson guarded by Bakarowicz. He'll stop. Gets a pick by Eldridge. Pick and roll not there. He gives it to Shorter. Shorter straight up top to Didier. Didier will drive in the lane, give it up to Eldridge. His left-handed floater is good. Eldridge sometimes a starter for Southside. Not tonight. Johnson gets a start. Concordia gets it up against the press. Try to get it underneath. Dennis Johnson deflects it, picks it off. Southside gets the ball. Dennis Johnson, the quarterback on the Archers team. Stevenson, a 15-footer off the rim and rebounded by 24 for Concordia Anderson. He gives it up to Gottschalk. Left side now, gets it underneath the Webb. Webb against Eldridge, nothing there. There's going to be an offensive foul called on a hook on Webb. So Webb will pick up his first, the team's second. Nick Webb called for the hooking foul there, and that's an offensive foul and a turnover against the Cadets. 7 turnovers now against Concordia in the first quarter. 4:06 remains. Southside leads 10-4. Stevenson picks up his dribble, now gets it to Didier. Didier driving against Webb. Picks it up, gets it to Johnson. Johnson in the lane, kicks it to Didier, way out top against Webb. Little bit of a mismatch here. Eldridge now underneath against the shorter player. He'll go up. He'll miss his runner. Gets his own rebound. Goes up to shoot, and he's fouled by Gottschalk on that play. Eldridge will be at the line shooting 2. Adam Gottschalk with his first. The team's third. Concordia will have a sub here at the next whistle. At the line shooting 2, Brandon Eldridge. Ooh, his ball barely made it there. Into the game, number 3, Jaden Dance will replace number 24, Anderson. Dance in, Anderson out. Eldridge shooting his last shot. Eldridge's second one is off the back of the rim and rebounded by Concordia. Ashford rebounds, gives it up to Barkarowicz. He'll guard, he gets by Stevenson, now kicks Gottschalk, left wing, and it left baseline, and it's good. Gottschalk with 5 points. Southside leads by 3. Shorter now has the ball left side. Back to the top. Deflects off of the Concordia player. Good defense picked up by Ashford. He'll drive in on Shorter, and his shot is good. Larson Ashford in on the books now with his first 2. We've got a 1-point game here at Don Reichart Arena at Southside High School with the Archers leading by 1. Johnson gives it up to Shorter. Shorter goes in, gives it to Didier, right wing. He looks to shoot his 3. He won't shoot. He'll get into the lane, give it up to Eldridge. His left-handed shot is good. Eldridge just likes to hang out around the basket. Good things happen when you do that. Amari Hall will check back in for Southside at the next dead ball. I'm sure he will come in for Dennis Johnson. Try to get the ball underneath the Nick Webb. It's deflected away by Johnson. Didier brings it up. He'll drive into the lane. His runner is up and off the side of the rim. And Ashford gets it, kicks it up to Dance. Dance will drive in the lane. His left-handed layup is good. Dance on the board with his first 2, and then Stevenson. He brings it up and he scores. 2:16 remains. Archers lead by 3, 14-11. Shorter guarding Dance. He goes around his back. Now we'll go to the right side. Drive on Johnson. Just a wild shot there. Deflected off of Eldridge. Give it up to Ashford. His shot is blocked. Gets his own rebound. Shoots an air ball. It's rebounded by Dance. Barkarowicz from the left lane. It is a wild three-pointer that's off airballed. Ashford gets the rebound and scores. So a wild sequence there of air balls and missed shots. Finally, Ashford cleans it all up and scores for Concordia. Didier drives. He's going to have an offensive foul on Trajan Didier. 2 official salt. They both called it at the same time. We've got a stop and play. Mikhail Stevenson will leave the floor, and Amari Hall will check in for him. So this is where it gets a little bit dicey for Southside when Stevenson is out. Kamari Anderson Drew will inbounds for Concordia. Southside will go to a full court press. Concordia almost gets deflected by Didier. Barkarowicz picks it up, and now he'll bring it up against Didier. Anderson to check in at the next dead ball, and Didier with 2 quick fouls. I'm sure we're going to see Stevenson again. Didier checks out. Didier leads Southside in scoring with 21 points a game, but we probably won't see him again maybe the rest of the first half. R.J. Anderson returns for Concordia. Dance drives baseline, steps on the baseline, and turns it over. 7 turnovers against the Cadets. Now we'll see Concordia in a press because, Stevenson checked in, so South does have their natural point guard in. Austin Tomes calls out the defense, and I think they're going to a 3-2. This is a standard defense Concordia runs. We ran it when I was in high school. It's a matchup 3-2. Coach Parrish taught us this, and it's just moved down the years with Concordia. Southside will have to beat this defense. You got to put 2 on top and run a man right on the free throw line. Shorter has it, goes to the free throw line and stops. We're under a minute to play. Mikhail Stevenson has it. There you go. Get it to the top of the key. Now kick it out. Shorter with a 3-pointer. He can hit those, and it's good. Good play there by Southside. Good recognition of that 3-2 defense. Shorter against Dance. Dance having problems getting it across. He gives it up to Anderson. Gottschalk, right baseline. His three-pointer's good. Gottschalk with 8. We're 20 seconds remaining. Stevenson drives, gives it up to Eldridge. Nice play. Concordia trying to get it up. 19 seconds. Dance goes right down the lane. His lefty shot is no good. Rebounded by Eldridge. Can't Southside convert. We've got 10 seconds remaining. Shorter gets it. Gives it up to Eldridge. Eldridge to Stevenson. 5 to shoot. Nobody picks up Shorter, and his three-pointer is off and rebounded by Kamari Anderson-Drew. His long three-pointer, if it goes, it'll be good, and it's no good. That's our first quarter score, with Southside leading 19-16 over the Concordia Cadets. You're watching high school basketball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have any questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Summit City Sports is proud to partner with the News Sentinel, Allen County's oldest continuously operating business, bringing you the most comprehensive high school athletic coverage in the area. The News Sentinel is available for delivery 6 times a week in Allen County and always online at www.newssentinel.com. Once again, you're watching Summit City Sports. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow me at Rhino71 on Twitter for all your basketball coverage. Second quarter begins. Concordia will have the ball. They've got a new player on the court. That's Alex Piper. He's seeing his first action in the game. No Didier for Southside. He is stuck with 2 fouls. I would highly doubt we'll even see him again in the first half. Anderson tries to inbound. It gets it to Webb. Webb, no dribbles, right to the basket and scores. Webb on the board with his first 2. The lead cut to 1. Shorter right baseline. His three-pointer is going to be an air ball deflected by Johnson and out of bounds. And Concordia will have a chance to take their first lead. Actually, Didier will come in, and he's going to take Shorter's place. So he's got to be careful. We'll see who he matches up against. He's going to match up against Piper. And now he's got Dance. Dance pushes off a little bit, gets away with it, and he'll bring it up against Stevenson. Dance against Stevenson, right side. Look underneath the Webb. Webb's too far out, so they'll have to restart the offense. All the way around to Piper. He'll give it up to Dance, straight out, right side Anderson. Anderson looks for Webb, nothing there. Kamari Anderson-Drew shoots a three-pointer, line drive, rebounded by Alex Piper, gives it up to Nick Webb, and he shoots a 14-footer and scores. Concordia with their first lead, 20-19. Stevenson quickly up the court, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Dennis Johnson on the push-off on the rebound. So DJ with his first, the team's fourth. Concordia looks to extend their lead. 7:19 remains here in the first half, with the Cadets leading by 1, 20-19. Dance gets the ball. Ooh, Didier almost picked up his 3rd foul right there. Dance brings it up, guarded by Stevenson. Now left side to Anderson-Drew. Travel. 8 turnovers on the Cadets. Amazingly that they actually lead in this game. See where the inbounds here. Eldridge will take the inbounds pass. Quick sub here coming for Concordia. That's Ashford. He'll return. He'll take Kamari Anderson-Drew's spot. So Anderson plays about 2 minutes. We'll take a break. Eldridge inbounds to Stevenson. Now to Didier, right side, back up top. Concordia back in that 3-2 matchup. Hit that top guy right up there on the foul line, and you'll have an opportunity to play some high-low against this defense. Underneath to Anderson. There they go to Hall, and there's going to be a reach, and I believe it's on Piper. That'll be Piper's first, the team's 4th. Piper picks up the foul on Amari Hall. 4 fouls to each team. 6:52 remains in the first half. Stevenson right side gives it up to Didier, right baseline. Underneath to Eldridge. He'll turn around, about a 6-footer, and it's good. Eldridge leads all scorers with 8 points in this game. Stevenson guards Dance. Stevenson cannot get in foul trouble for Southside if they want to have any chance at winning. It's a good push by, picked up. Now Stevenson's, the ball's thrown way too far. It's wisely done by Stevenson. You just take the turnover. Don't try to throw it back in play. That'll give numbers to Concordia going the other way. Gottschalk now will return for Concordia. He'll replace Piper. So this is a tough matchup for Didier. He'll have to guard Gottschalk, who's hit 2 3-pointers. He has 8 points in the game as well. Johnson against Dance. Gottschalk way out right, kicks it to Webb, 3-pointer on the way, right baseline. Deflects hard, rebounded by Eldridge. He'll give it to Didier. Didier pulls up from 15. His shot is good. Didier with his 4th point. Southside back in front by 3, 23-20. And another travel on Dance for Concordia. 9 turnovers in the first half. Stevenson to set up, see if Concordia stays in the 3-2 matchup. Put 2 on the top if you're Southside. Run 2 guys up top and then run the baseline and the foul line, and you'll have some opportunities just like that. You just got to watch where you're going to take the shot. You got to have the right ankle. Amari Hall's wild shot is off the backboard and rebounded by Gottschalk for Concordia. He'll bring it up, stops, reverses, gives it up to Ashford. Ashford to Webb. Webb against the smaller Eldridge. And he misses, and it's rebounded by Dance. Dance will go up, and he's fouled from behind. I believe that's on Amari Hall. His second, the team's 5th. Dance to shoot 2. Barkarowicz will return for Concordia along with Courtney Shorter for Southside. Dance's first one's off the back of the rim. Anderson goes out for Concordia, and Amari Hall goes out for Southside. They put Shorter in there against that 2-3 defense. He can extend defenses because of his ability to shoot from way downtown. Dance's second one is up and good. Long 3-pointer by Didier, and it's good. So Didier answers the free throw with a 3-pointer, and Southside extends their lead to 5. 26-21, 5:10 remains in the first half. Good defense by Mikhail Stevenson to pick the pocket of Dance, and he does, and he'll bring it up. He'll stop. He gets into the lane, kicks it to Didier, close out on him. Now underneath to Dennis Johnson. He gave it to Eldridge, who missed it. Now they'll reset. Shorter way outside, right side Stevenson. Nope, he won't take it. Wisely done. Resets, 4:44 remains. Nice inbounds. Eldridge, if he just would have turned around, would have realized nobody was guarding him. Stevenson will take a long 3. It's off the rim. That's kind of a settled shot. I wouldn't have settled if I was him. They had been getting some better looks than that, Southside has, and Coach Novell will not like that shot. Barkowicz left baseline is off, rebounded by Shorter. Now Shorter can push. See if Coach Holmes goes to the bench, and he will. Travel on Stevenson. Kamari Anderson-Drew comes in, and number 52, Andrew Mararenko, comes in for Concordia. And we're going to have a timeout on the court, a 30-second timeout by Southside. Sports Center Inc. is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Inc. is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Well, we had a good first game tonight when the Lady Archers beat the Lady Cadets 50-45 behind Makiba Jones's 14 points and some great defense by Darshana Nathan. She had the opportunity to guard Solera Starks for Concordia, and she held her to just 16 points, which is her average, but there was a lot of turnovers caused by her. She had some great rebounding, and she was just a team leader for the entire game, hit some big free throws down the end, and then she was my player of the game. for Southside in that game. Concordia looks to cut into this 5-point lead by Southside. We have 4:10 remaining. Barkowicz against Shorter, now to Webb. Webb to Anderson, left side. Anderson a transfer from Snyder, now down to Webb. Webb smartly just waits and goes up with it. Webb now with 6 points, and Southside pushes. Didier has it right wing. Didier right to the foul line to Dennis Johnson, left wing, left baseline to Shorter. Stevenson straight on out, back to Shorter, 3-point, nope. Underneath to Johnson, underneath to Eldridge, and he scores. Eldridge in double figures with 10 points. Eldridge, a good-looking left-handed shooter underneath. Johnson and him work really well together. Concordia now up to the court to Anderson Drew. Back to Barkowicz, he'll drive baseline, go right up with it, and he's hacked by Courtney Shorter. Shorter with his first, the team's 6th. Barkowicz at the line, shooting 2. Nobody on the line for Concordia. All white for Southside. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Barkowicz's first one is up and good. His second one is good as well. Southside back within 3. 3:23 remains. Southside leads 28-25. The 3-2 zone still being employed by Concordia. Concordia used the top guy to go down. Instead, Didier says, forget about that. I'm just going to shoot right over it. 10 points for Didier. He has 2 fouls, so he's been smart in the second quarter. Concordia now leads by 6. Gottschalk on Eldridge. Cut off and given up. Wow, the speed of Dennis Johnson. He just accelerated after he picked the pocket of Gottschalk. And he goes down, gets fouled. I believe that foul was on Gottschalk. That'll be Gottschalk's second. His second, the team's 5th. Dennis Johnson will be at the line shooting 2. Dennis Johnson was a quarterback on the football team. He's not afraid to get inside and mix it up with the bigger guys. His first one's going to rim in and out. And returning for Concordia will be Jaden Dance, taking Gottschalk's position on the court. Gottschalk will probably sit out the rest of this half with those 2 fouls. Dennis Johnson to shoot one more. Second one is up and off the back of the rim, and Anderson Drew comes up with it for Concordia. He'll bring it up against Didier. Didier's got to be careful. He's got 2 fouls. Concordia should really realize that and post him up and try to pick that 3rd foul up on him, or even just clear out and let somebody drive on him. Webb underneath against Eldridge. Good reverse. He'll go up with it, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. Eldridge, that will be his first, the team's 7th. At the line, shooting the 1-on-1 will be Nick Webb. We have 2:40 remaining in the first half. Concordia trails 31-25. Nick Webb shooting the bonus. His first one is up and off the rim and rebounded by Dennis Johnson. Quickly up to Stevenson now. Stevenson pushes, crossover. Looks to Didier, way outside. Now Concordia closes out. We had Brandon Eldridge underneath, and now they zip it to him. Too late. They had him earlier and tried to get it there, and they threw it away. Barkowicz gets it. Now he turns it over. Stevenson trying to get it to Stevens, picked off by Dance. Dance's ball is kicked by Dennis Johnson. So a lot of turnovers right away. Larson Ashford comes in, and Anderson comes in for Concordia. Kamari Anderson Drew will come out. Amari Hall will check in for South. They'll take Brandon Eldridge's spot. Amari Hall has 2 fouls, and he'll pick up Nick Webb. Wow, Nick Webb could have just put his hands up. Good idea. Left baseline shot, air ball, rebounded by Barkowicz, but he was right underneath the basket. Couldn't shoot it. Larson Ashford travels. 10 turnovers against the Cadets. South leads by 6. 2:10 remains here in the first half. Stevenson to set the offense. Concordia back in the 3-2. Nice job that time by Shorter. He'll get it now, and he'll get it back. He'll shoot a 3-pointer, steps right into it, and hits it. Shorter with his 6th point. He has 2 3-pointers on the night. Dance being guarded by Shorter. Nowhere to go, double teamed. Now they get it to Barkarowicz. He'll get it down low. Nice move by, I believe that was Ashford with the 2. Ashford with 6. Underneath now to Hall. Hall turns around. He short arms it, and it's an air ball, and Concordia comes up with it. Trailing by 7, 120 remains. Good defense by Shorter. Ashford way outside, he'll drive. He's cut off and he travels. 11 turnovers on the Cadets. Coach Novella out talking to Stevenson way out on the court. Probably just wants a better shot selection here. They lead by 7, Southside does. Amari Hall now playing right at the free throw line. Shorter left side, can look underneath, nothing there to Didier. Didier way outside, he gets a pick, he'll shoot a 3-pointer. He misses, rebounded by Nick Webb for Concordia. He gets it up to Dance, Dance pushes. Barkarowicz, he'll shoot a 3-pointer, right side, it's off the back of the rim. Swatted away by Dennis Johnson all the way out to Nick Webb. Back underneath the Ashford, he'll kick it out to Anderson. His 2-pointer's on the way. Goes around, goes out. Amari Hall comes up with a loose ball, and Southside has it with under a minute to go here in the first half. Will Southside look for one or take their best shot? Shorter left side, nobody picks him up, he'll shoot it. It's off, rebounded by Amari Hall. He'll go up with it, he's defended, nothing there. Almost tipped in by Courtney Shorter and off of bounds off the Southside player. And Concordia gets the ball with 24 seconds remaining in the first half. Subs come in, Adam Gottschalk will replace Webb. This is for offense, a lot of shooters out there for Concordia now. Good call by Austin Tomes. Brandon Eldridge will come in. I'm sure that's for Amari Hall. No, it'll be for Trajan Didier. So Didier has 2, so they'll take him out. Amari Hall has 2. Concordia gets it in. They get it to Barkarowicz. He's guarded by Stevenson. He'll bring it up. He's cut off again. Can he get across? And he does. He picks it up. Gottschalk wide open 3-pointer. It's off the rim, off a Shorter's hand, and Concordia will get the ball under their own basket. Now Anderson Drew will come in. Interesting. He'll take Gottschalk out. I mean, they have possession here. Surprised that they don't leave him in. He's probably their best shooter tonight. Barkarowicz, he'll inbounds under his own basket. He looks for Anderson Drew, nothing there. Looks for Ashford, nothing. Anderson now to Dance. Dance sets up. Under 10, under 7. Shorter guards Dance. Dance will drive. He'll go down the lane, and he's fouled, and it goes in. Jaden Dance scores. If that's on Amari Hall, that will be his 3rd. No, it looks like it's on Dennis Johnson, his 2nd, the team's 8th. Another sub for Concordia, number 15, seeing his first action, Marcus Morrow. Dance shooting 1. We have 2.1 seconds remain. His shot is up. It's going to be hard. Eldridge gets it. Stevenson's shot is up, and it'll be no good. So at half, it's Southside leading 34-29 over Concordia. Concordia with 11 turnovers in the first half. Shocking they're even within 5 points. We will take about a 9-minute break. We'll be back here at Southside High School for second half action between the Southside Archers and the Concordia Cadets. Southside leads 34-29. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Halftime's over here at Don Reichert Gymnasium at Southside High School, where the Southside Archers lead 34-29 over the visiting Concordia Lutheran Cadets. Here's the scoring in the first half. First for Concordia, Barkarowicz, he has 2 off the bench. Jaden Dance with 5. Adam Gottschalk with 8. Larson Ashford with 6. RJ Anderson with 2, and Nick Webb with 6. For the Archers, Mikhail Stevenson has 2. Dennis Johnson with 2. Amari Hall 4, Courtney Shorter 6, all 3-pointers. The only player in double figure, well, scratch that, Brandon Eldridge has 10, and Trajan Didier has 10. Waiting for the floor to clear here. Didier will inbounds the ball for Southside. Didier, Stevenson, Hall, Shorter, and Dennis Johnson. Webb, Gottschalk, Ashford, Dance, and Anderson on the court for the Cadets. Dennis Johnson with the ball. He's going to go to Amari Hall straight out top. Now right side to Stevenson. He'll give it to Didier left side. Didier outside against Nick Webb. He'll try to drive around his back, get in the lane, and we're going to have I'm not sure if they call it offense, maybe an arm bar on Nick Webb. That's his second, the team's first here in the second half. So Didier used that mismatch and was able to pick up a foul. Didier to Stevenson. He'll drive into the lane. Now he'll pull up and give it to Hall. Hall looks to drive, gives it to Dennis Johnson. See who they call this off of. Off of Concordia's Gottschalk, and South will retain possession. Story of the first half for Concordia was the 11 turnovers that they had. They just really could get no offensive flow going in that first quarter, and it really cost them when they got behind earlier. Didier, a long three-pointer off the back of the rim and picked up by Dance. Dance now for Concordia up into the front court. He's looking for Gottschalk, pushes him off. He'll run the baseline and come back out the other side. Dance now will come in and gets cut off by Didier. Now Ashford, he'll drive left baseline, pull up. His shot is off the back of the rim and rebounded by Didier. Quickly out to Stevenson. He'll drive. His layup is off. He missed, but Shorter comes up with the rebound. Didier steps into a three-pointer, and it's good. So Didier with his third three-pointer. He has 13. He leads all scorers in the game. Jaden Dance against Stevenson. He'll drive in the lane. He's bumped by Dennis Johnson. On Johnson, that will be his third, the team's first, and Dance will shoot two. Dance comes up limping after that play. Maybe stepped on, yeah, he's got an ankle problem here. He may have stepped on Dennis Johnson's foot. So I'm sure we're going to see Brandon Eldridge in here shortly for Dennis Johnson. We haven't seen DeMarque Perkins tonight either, or Wallace Nord. Officials making sure Dance is okay before they hand him the ball. South leads 37-29, 6:49 remains in the third quarter. Two subs to come in here shortly. We'll have Bakarowicz for Concordia and Eldridge for Southside. Dance's first one's up and hard off the back of the rim. It looks like he's going to check in at the next dead ball. He's hoping Dance is probably wanting to make this to get off the court. Nobody on the foul line with the Southside players. Southside dressed in their all whites, Concordia in their blacks. His second one is up and off the rim. Amari Hall outlets it to Stevenson. Stevenson, nice crossover. A wild shot, it goes off, tipped around and knocked out of bounds. And now Dance will be able to come out of the game. He's limping pretty good. Bakarowicz in the game. Ashford to inbounds. He looks for Gottschalk, now for Bakarowicz. Nothing there. He's going to have to, and he's going to get called for 5 seconds. So the 12th turnover leads to Southside having the ball under their own basket with 6:41 remaining in the third quarter. Didier to inbounds. He gets it to Hall. Quickly back to Didier. Didier, a long three-pointer. It's off the back of the rim and rebounded by Nick Webb for Concordia. He averages 9 a game. Bakarowicz, he'll bring it up against Shorter. Shorter a lot bigger than him. He picks up his dribble, and now he gives it up to Ashford. Ashford, right side, Anderson. And that ball's deflected and picked up by Amari Hall, now picked up by Anderson. He goes in and he'll score. Anderson scores, and now Southside turns it over, and Gottschalk brings it up, and he'll pull it up, and they'll reset for Concordia. Concordia can cut the lead down. They're trailing by 6. There's a good shot by Nick Webb, a turnaround baseline. Nick Webb with his 8th. Didier with a long three-pointer. Southside gets it up the court quickly to Didier, and he answers with a three-pointer of his own. The lead back to 7. Good inbounds there to Anderson. Nice play by Southside, actually. And there's a travel that's not called. Nick Webb picks it up. He misses a bunny, and now Hall has it for South. Stevenson drives in. He's cut off. He pulls up, gives it to Amari Hall. His 10-footer's good. Amari Hall was 6. The lead back to 9. Gottschalk against Didier. Now picked up by Stevenson. Almost dribbled into that trap. Barkarowicz pulls up from 15, and it's good. Dennis Johnson to return for Southside. Shorter, nobody picks him up. He wisely gives it up to Eldridge. Now back to Shorter. Shorter over to Stevenson. He stops. He's stopped by Nick Webb. Good pull up, and then he airballs it. Hall gets it, throws it to Didier. He'll pull up, give it back to Hall, the baseline. Shot is up, and it's off. Will Hall get his own rebound? Nice hustle play by South. Didier has it cross court to Shorter. Long three-pointer. Good! Shorter, all of his points on three-pointers tonight. He has 3, 9 total in the game, and a timeout by Southside. Timeout Concordia, 22nd timeout. Another action around the area. At last check, Homestead led over Snyder by 5 at halftime. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. SummitCitySports.com is proud to partner with the News Sentinel, Allen County's oldest continuously operating business, bringing you the most comprehensive high school athletic coverage in the area. The News Sentinel is available for delivery 6 times a week in Allen County and always online at www.newssentinel.com. Second half action right here at Don Reichert Arena, where Southside leads 45-35 over the visiting Cadets. In our first game, we saw the Southside Lady Archers pull off an upset over the Lady Cadets, 50-45. Ashford inbounds. He gets it into number 52. That's Marinko. He's in the game for Webb. Barkarowicz now against Shorter. Now to Anderson. Anderson over to Barkarowicz. He loses control, gets it back. Marinko with about a 14-footer, in and out. Tipped by Ashford and out of bounds to Southside. Good hustle. Good hustle. Concordia will drop back on their defense. Austin Tomes telling them to play some good, solid 3-2 defense here. It's a matchup. It's a matchup. You can hand the guy off to the next guy. That's how Concordia plays it. Dennis Johnson there with the ball. Now to Didier. You better get out on him. Gottschalk gets out there, but then he deflects it off his foot. And now we've got a mad scrum, and that's off of Gottschalk. Or they're saying it's off of the Southside player, Eldridge. And Concordia will get the ball. Coach Novell's wondering, how did you make that call from, about 50 feet away? Anderson drew to inbounds for Concordia. See if Jaden Dance can get back in this game. He was injured about 2 minutes ago. Concordia resets. Marinko way outside, underneath now to Larson Ashford. He'll give it off to Gottschalk. He'll drive in. No contact there. He split him, but nobody hit him. Shorter pushes. He'll drive. His floater's in the lane. Up and off. Shorter tries to get his own rebound. Then Eldridge gets it. We have a jump ball on the court. And Concordia gets the ball. Probably not a wise decision by Shorter to go in there and drive on that play. It was 1-on-4. He would have been better suited just to reset the offense. Southside leads by 10. 3:29 remains. 45-25 over Concordia. Oh, almost another 5 count. Ashford to bring it up for Concordia. He's guarded by Amari Hall. Loses control, gives it to Barkarowicz. He's guarded by Shorter, way out top by the half-court line. Gottschalk will shoot the three-pointer. Left baseline, in and out. Rebounded by Marinko, and his shot is no good. Dennis Johnson comes up with a loose ball. He'll push, give it to Didier. He stops, resets, looks underneath the Hall. Hall goes up strong and scores. Amari Hall, nice job. He's up to 8 points in the game, and Ashford brings it up for Concordia. There's a tip ball. Gottschalk has it, back to Ashford. Underneath, he misses a bunny. And it's off of Amari Hall, and Concordia retains. Nick Webb will come back in for Marinko. No, Marinko will stay in and Ashford will take a break. Concordia to inbounds into their own basket. Barkowicz looking, looks for Gottschalk. Now way outside to Anderson Drew. His air three-pointer's an air ball. That's a poor shot. They could get a better one. They'll look for that next time. That's an air ball and out of bounds turnover back to south side. That's their 13th turnover here in the game. Didier gives the ball to Dennis Johnson, now to Shorter. Right side to Didier. You have to close out on him. They get it to Hall. Underneath, try to get it to Eldridge. That's one where you got to go with a bounce pass. And Eldridge steps on the baseline and Concordia gets the ball back. Returning for Concordia, Piper. Alec Piper returns for Concordia. He gives Gottschalk a break. Anderson Drew to inbounds for Concordia. Nobody there. He throws a baseball pass down the court to Nick Webb. Nick Webb goes to the hoop, gets too far underneath, misses his shot. Piper will shoot a three-pointer right off the bench. Anderson gets it. Kamari Anderson, a baseball player too. He can make that long pass. He looks underneath, and I believe they call a kick on south side. Concordia to retain possession. 2:08 remains in the third quarter. Inbounds to Webb. Back to Barkarowicz. He shoots a quick three-pointer, and it's good. Concordia cuts into the lead. Dennis Johnson turns around, gives it to Didier. He'll pull up and shoot the three-pointer. It's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Dennis Johnson. He tries to throw it off the Concordia player and throws it out of bounds. Concordia could get back in this game right here. And we've got Ashford returning for Concordia. Dance is not on the bench for Concordia. Now he returns. Just comes out of the locker room. Looks like he probably got taped up. He's limping pretty good. Kamari Anderson to Ashford. Ashford brings it up. Nobody's covering him. He goes right to the hoop, and he's hacked by Stevenson. On Stevenson, that will be his first, the team's second. Then Ashford will shoot two. Coach Novell not going to like that. Nobody picked up the ball. That's the golden rule in basketball. Pick up the dribbler. Ashford shoots. His first one's off the back of the rim. And the official saw him shoot it again and told him not to do that. Coach Novell wants a reason why there's nothing issued there. He took the ball and shot it again when there was no shot available at the time. I don't know what you call there, delay of game. It's not football, it's basketball, so probably nothing. You see that in the NBA all the time. Coach Novell saying, wait a second here. He took a second shot. The discussion is over, and we're going to be back to action. The official just told him, do not do that again. Okay, one shot for Ashford. Actually, it'll be his third. He took a practice shot in there, and he'll shoot it. He should have saved that second shot because he missed it. Southside with possession, leading by 9. Stevenson left side. He's looking at down low to Dennis Johnson. Johnson looking to skip it. He doesn't. Stevenson now goes across. Bad pass. Picked off by Piper for Concordia. Concordia with 1:17 remaining in the third quarter. Anderson Drew has it. Now down low to Ashford. He'll look to drive. His reverse layup is missed. Rebounded by Dennis Johnson. We're under a minute. Shorter gets it, stops, wisely backs back out. Concordia gets back on defense really well. That 3-2 defense once again by Concordia. Southside looks to see if they take one shot. Dennis Johnson gets it, kicks it back to Stevenson. You better get out of the lane. They could call 3 seconds, but they're not looking for it. Didier, right wing. Now back to Stevenson up top. Left wing, now to Shorter, back up top to Stevenson. Just around the horn is what they're going to go. Inside to Dennis Johnson. He shoots a 14-footer and misses. Rebounded by Ashford. Concordia could get the last shot, but Shorter steals it underneath to Didier, and his layup is in and out, and we're going to have a jump ball. Southside's ball with 25.1 seconds to go. I think Didier was looking for some contact there. It didn't come, and he threw himself off trying to go up for that layup. Hill inbounds right in front of the girls' coach for Southside, Juanita Goodwell. They get it up top now to Mikhail Stevenson. He'll go left, looking for one shot. 10 seconds. Now they start their offense. He looks for Didier, nothing there. He'll go to Shorter, left baseline. Shorter will drive on Ashford. He'll pull up and shoot and scores. Oh, that ball goes off the backboard, and that's how our third quarter ends, with Southside leading by 11, 49-38. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. This is the second game of our doubleheader today between Concordia and Southside. Earlier today, the Lady Archers were victorious over the 14-3 Lady Cadets, 50-45 behind Makiba Jones's 14 points. The Southside girls ran their record to 9-8 on the season, while Concordia fell to 14-4. Concordia was led in scoring by Solaire Starks with 16, and Shania Kelly tripped in with 15 for the Lady Cadets. The girls' basketball is just about over for the year. There's only 4 or 5 games remaining on each team's schedule, so 2 more weeks. The high school draw is this Sunday on the IHSAA High School Network. You can get that online at ishaa.org. Concordia will get the ball to start this fourth quarter, trailing by 11. Jaden Dance has returned for Concordia. He twisted his ankle when he stepped on Dennis Johnson's foot about midway through that third quarter. We'll see how he does here. He was limping coming out of the locker room. They look to get the ball to him, and he still looks to be hobbling with that left ankle sprain. He'll drive right, nobody there. Now he'll go back. Gives it up to Gottschalk. He'll pull up and shoot a three-pointer, and it's good. Gottschalk with his 11th point, and Southside turns it over again. Dennis Johnson wildly throws the ball away to Mikhail Stevenson. Now Concordia can cut into this 8-point lead. Jaden Dance got to be careful with that other arm. Timeout Concordia. Barkowicz is going to come back in the game. We got a 30-second timeout on the court. Sports Center Inc. is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Inc. is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're out of the 30-second timeout with the Archers leading 49-41 over the Cadets with 7:32 remaining in this game. Remember to check out Summit City Sports each week to find out what game they are covering. Most games are covered live. Today we're a little bit delayed. You'll see this game soon on YouTube. Here we go. Gottschalk to inbounds. He'll get it to Barkowicz. Concordia just felt like Dance could not play, so they took him out of the game and brought the other point guard back in. He's actually done a really nice job. They have not been able to find Nick Webb in the second half. They find him now. He gives up to Anderson. Now they find Webb right at the top of the key. He'll drive. I'm pretty sure they're going to call that on Dennis Johnson. It is. It'll be Johnson's fourth. His third. The team's third. His fourth. Nick Webb runs into the quarterback for Southside. So offensive lineman versus quarterback. I'm going to give that to the offensive lineman, Nick Webb. He'll shoot. His shot is good. He has 9 points. Eldridge comes back in. He'll replace the shorter Dennis Johnson. Eldridge, he has one foul, so he'll be able to do a little more man-to-man defense against the bigs for Concordia. Webb's second one's on the way, and good. He's into double figures with 10. Lead down to 6. This is just like the girls' game. Southside controlled early. Concordia came back. Shorter now to Didier. Will Southside continue to attack? Didier looks like he had hurt a finger. He's all taped up. Stevenson's three-pointer's off. Rebounded by Concordia, and they have numbers. Gottschalk stops. Bakarowicz stops, gives it to Webb, down to Gottschalk. He'll shoot a long three-pointer. It's off the back of the rim. Webb bounces it off of Anderson's head and out of bounds. Concordia just doesn't really know who they are yet. Are they a half-court team? Are they a running team? They just have a lot of turnovers that causes a lot of these issues where they just have not found their identity. Thus, that's the reason why they're 1-7 on the season. Shorter now way up out top on the left side. He'll go cross court to Stevenson. Back now to Shorter. He'll shoot a three-pointer, and it's good. Courtney Shorter with his fourth three-pointer. He has 14 points. South's lead back up to 9. Barkowicz dribbles it. Whoa, he's quick. He went and got his own deflection. Ashford drives, and he'll score. Larson Ashford scores again. And almost another turnover by Southside. It looks like they're trying to run some type of secondary break on an inbounds pass, and they haven't been able to do it. When you run a secondary break, you have to get to the corner, get to the foul line, and get to the box. They have yet to get any of that started on a secondary break. Shorter now back to Didier. Didier back to Shorter underneath the Hall. Hall looks to the right side to Stevenson. South just playing some keep away right here. Stevenson nowhere to go, right baseline. He'll come back up top, get a pick from Hall, and give it to Didier. Now to Eldridge, way outside to Hall. Hall was not looking because Didier cut him off. Gottschalk will drive, and he'll be fouled by Shorter. Shorter with his second, the team's fourth. Gottschalk to shoot 2 with no time moving here. This is a good chance for Concordia to cut into the lead. Gottschalk gets this. The lead will be down to 5. Gottschalk, a good-looking sophomore shooter. His first one is rims off the right side and out. He's wondering, why am I hitting all these three-pointers and I can't make these easy free throws? Gottschalk to shoot his second one. 5:35 remains. Southside leads 52-45 over the Cadets. His second one's good. Gottschalk with 12. Southside leads by 6. Dennis Johnson to return at the next dead ball. Didier right side. Now all the way around to Shorter. He fakes his shot. He'll go left side, stops, gives it up to Hall. Almost stolen by Anderson. Now over to Shorter, left side. He'll drive in the lane. Good hop, step, jump, and it goes in. Shorter was 16. The lead back to 8. Anderson will drive baseline. R.J. Anderson, easy three-pointer. Anderson with his 6th point. Anderson came into this game just averaging 1 point a game, and he's up to 6. Didier drives, gives it up to Stevenson. Southside really just needs to be smart and get the good open shot here against this 3-2 zone. Shorter, long three-pointer, and that's going to be a brick off the backboard, and that's going to be a travel onto Eldridge. So Dennis Johnson back in the game. We have 4:36 remaining. Southside leads by 6, 54-48 at Don Reichert Gymnasium at Southside High School. Courtney Shorter to sit. And number 20 in for South. Try to find a name for you on him. And there's a loose ball picked up by Ashford. Number 20 for Southside is Corey Ross. Barkowicz, he has the ball. He drives around Stevenson and hits the 15-footer. Borowick with his 10th point. And we've got a 4-point game with 4 minutes remaining. Dennis Johnson left baseline. He'll go back up. Cross court now to Stevenson. No shot there. Over to Corey Ross, back to Stevenson. Fakes the three, drives in the lane, gives it to Ross. His left-handed floater's off, and out of bounds off of Dennis Johnson. So Corey Ross getting some play time today for the Archers. Courtney Shorter will return. He'll take Ross's spot. Concordia can cut into this 4-point lead right here. South picks up full court. Nobody will guard R.J. Anderson, and they'll give it into Ashford. They give it back to the point guard, Pekarowicz, and he'll bring it up. Against Stevenson. Stevenson picks his pocket, and he'll go in for the easy two. His 4th point. Another turnover by Concordia, and the lead's back up to 6. Pekarowicz gives it up to Nick Webb. He'll shoot a three. It'll rim off, and I believe we're going to have a push on Ashford. Ashford with his first, the team's 3rd. Team's 2nd. We've got a timeout on the court by Concordia. So with 3:28 remaining, it's the Archers leading 56-50 over the Concordia Cadets here at Southside High School. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Well, doubleheader action once again here at Southside. The ladies Archers were victorious. They got a big win tonight, beating the Lady Cadets, where they won 50-45 over a highly ranked and experienced Concordia team who was 1 win away from going to the semi-state last year. Will that propel Southside's girls team on for the rest of the season? They've got some games remaining, as well as Concordia. Concordia's team has Canterbury tomorrow night. This is girls action, by the way. And then January 20th, they will play Snyder. January 24th, first at Huntington North, and in the season, the 27th at Northside. For Concordia Lady Cadets, for Southside, tomorrow night they will play Penn right here at Southside at 5:30. Then on January the 20th, they will play at Carroll, then at Homestead on the 24th of January, and end their season on the 27th against Dwenger High School. We're back to action here at Southside High School. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Johnson into Stevenson. South leads by 6. Stevenson now to Johnson, right side. Didier, right baseline. Up top to Mikhail Stevenson. And Dennis Johnson at the right spot. He turns it over to Anderson. Concordia pushes. He goes right to the rack and scores. R.J. Anderson with his 8th point, and we've got a 4-point game. So there's one thing Southside could do is quit trying to throw the cross-court pass. Put 2 guys up top against the 3-2 and just play catch. And that's what they're doing here. Didier and Stevenson up top. Stevenson now has it again. And he throws it away. He was looking for Shorter. I'm not sure what he was doing. He throws the ball into the first row, and Concordia gets the ball back. 2:42 remains. Southside leads 56-52 over Concordia. Pekarowicz gets it into Gottschalk. Gottschalk guarded by Didier. He'll drive around Didier, and he'll pull up and shoot a three. It rims in and out, rebounded by Dennis Johnson. He quickly out to Stevenson. Stevenson stops. He could get called for turning the ball over there, palming the ball. He'll drive in, cut off, look for Amari Hall. Amari Hall out to Didier. Southside slows it up now, leading by 4. 2:22 remains. Didier gets the ball back. 3-2 zone, still by Concordia. Shorter, Didier, and Stevenson on the outside. Concordia has gone to man-to-man. So we've got a man-to-man defense. They have to get the count to start way out there. Gottschalk on Stevenson. Under 2 to play. Stevenson drives around Gottschalk, his runner. Nope, he doesn't shoot it, gives it off to Amari Hall. Shorter will go in, kick it to Stevenson, right baseline. Doesn't shoot over the taller Webb. He looks to drive, nothing there. Gives it off to Amari Hall. Stevenson against Nick Webb. Will he drive around him? They're still holding the ball, under 1:30 to go. He'll drive around. Nope, go back out. He's got to be careful of the half-court line. And now there's a foul on Nick Webb. Webb's third. It's only the team's third, so they have a lot of fouls to give up, and they can do it in quick order. Kamari Anderson and Morrow to enter along with number 11, Fortmeyer. Eldridge will come in. Now we know what's really going to happen. There'll be a lot of fouls here. Fortmeyer, Anderson, Drew, and Morrow in. As soon as the ball gets inbound, I'm surprised they're not fouling. Kamari Anderson's going to come up and try and guard Stevenson. He fouls. That will be Anderson Drew's first. Team's fourth. 1:23 remains with Southside leading by 4. Didier to inbounds. Didier throws it into Stevenson. Oh, he wants 3 on that. I don't think he's going to get it, and that's on Anderson Drew. His second, team's 5th. It's only 2 seconds ran off the clock there. Didier to inbounds once again. He looks for Stevenson. Stevenson gets it. Goes to the right side. Anderson Drew will foul him again. His third, team 6th. Barkowicz, he'll re-enter now for Anderson. And Anderson Drew should still be out on the court, and he is. So the ball will be inbounds straight across from the score table by Stevenson. Stevenson looks for Didier. Nothing there. Nothing. He doesn't find anybody. Now he finds a cutting Eldridge. Eldridge travels, gets away with it. Didier picks it up, and he'll be fouled by Anderson Drew. His 4th. 1-1 now for Southside. Austin Tomes wanted to travel there. Now he's going to get all his starters back in. 1:13 remains. Southside leads 56-52. Ashford, Webb, Piper return for Concordia. Trajan Didier to shoot 1-1 for South. He's got 16, make it 17. Amari Hall enters for Brandon Eldridge. Getting some more size in there. Southside is. The second one's good. Corey Ross replaces Stevenson. They're going to double team Ashford. Barkowicz tries to get it in, gets it into Webb. Webb looks up for Barkowicz. He had an open Gottschalk, couldn't find him, now to Piper. Nick Webb, no shot. Gottschalk won't mind shooting. His line drive is no good, gets his own rebound. Pulls up for another 3, it's in and out. Still bouncing around, picked up by Didier. And we have a foul on, I believe, Piper, number 12 for Concordia. His second, team's 8th. Didier shooting 2 more. Didier with 18, looking to get to 20. Didier's second one is up, or first one is up and good. He's got 19. South pushes the lead to 7 with we're under a minute to go. And it's good. He's got 20. Stevenson back in for Corey Ross. South continues to press, see if they're going to win the doubleheader tonight. Take 2 from Concordia and win their 3rd game in a row. Barkowicz, he comes up against Stevenson. He drives in the baseline. His floater's an air ball. Picked up by Ashford. He'll drive in on Amari Hall and score. Ashford with his 10th point. Fouls on Hall. And that'll be the 5th foul on Southside. Now the subs will come back in for Concordia. Morrow and Anderson back in. 6-point game, 45 seconds remains. Concordia needs to get their guards up here closer to the line if they're going to press. Ashford's shot is good. He's got 11 now. Good step through by Amari Hall on that double team. So Amari Hall will go to the line and shoot 1-on-1. You don't see many big guys that understand how to do a step through move against a double team. Jaden Dance, when he got hurt, it really changed things in the second half for Concordia. Hall shoots, nice arch, and it's good. Amari Hall with his 9th point. Hall's second one is good too. Hall into double figures, and he'll get a break. Brandon Eldridge to return. Another nice game by Amari Hall. 3 games in a row I've got to see him play, and he's gotten better each game. And we have a foul, a hold on Concordia's Brandon Eldridge. His second, team 6th. Coach Novell all over Eldridge. And Coach Novell's had enough. He's going out on the court, telling Eldridge where he wants him to play. So we've got a timeout on the court. It's a full timeout. We're under 45 seconds to go. The Archers lead by 7 over the visiting Cadets, 62-55. SummitCitySports.com is proud to partner with the News Sentinel, Allen County's oldest continuous operating business, bringing you the most comprehensive high school athletic coverage in the area. The News Sentinel is available for delivery 6 times a week in Allen County and always online at www.newssentinel.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Southside's boys team looking to run the record of 4-6 and have a 3-game winning streak. Concordia, if they can come back and win, it would only be their 2nd win of the season. They're 1-7, 0-3 in conference play. First-year coach Austin Toms going through the growing pains of being a first-year coach and getting your new philosophies in place on a team that was pretty good last year. Concordia will inbounds. Coach Novell and the official must be having a funny conversation over there, talking about how he was teaching defense out there on the court to Brandon Eldridge. Concordia inbounds, gets it to Ashford, now to Barkarowicz. He'll bring it up against Stevenson. Novell does not want any fouls, and that's exactly what Stevenson does. That'll put Concordia in the bonus. 36.9 seconds remain. 7-point game, but right here Concordia can score with the clock not moving. A dumb foul by Stevenson. Morrow looks to check in with the next dead ball, and it looks like Corey Ross will come in for South. Shorter. Corey Ross comes in and takes Eldridge's spot. Get another ball handler on the court for Southside. Barkarowicz, his first one's up. Nice shot. He's got 10. The lead down to 6. Concordia going to use up all their fouls. I can tell you that right now. Second one is up and good. His 11th. The lead down to 5. Morrow replaces Barkarowicz for foul purposes and defense. He'll guard Shorter. Nobody guards the inbounder, Johnson. Didier needs to get up there. Shorter, he gets away with a walk. And we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Gottschalk. Gottschalk, that's his 3rd. Courtney Shorter to shoot 2 for Southside. 33 seconds remains. His shot is up and rims in and out. Piper and Barkarowicz back in for Concordia. Shorter to shoot his second. It's up and good. Ashford brings it up for Concordia. He's picked up by Didier, dribbles around him, goes in the lane. Nobody, another foul on south side. Coach Novell, this is why coaches have short gray hair, ladies and gentlemen. There's no need for a foul there. Let the guy go up, score, and then you get the ball back. So on number 20, that's his first, Ross. Ashford misses off the back of the rim. Back into the game, Anderson and Morrow for Concordia. They'll press. His second one's up and good. And we'll have a quick foul on Concordia, and Didier will shoot two. The lead down to 5. That's kind of been the magic number for this entire quarter. The Concordia has not been able to cut the lead under 5. The early turnovers by the Cadets really spelled their doom tonight. First half, they had 9 turnovers in the first half against Southside. Didier to shoot two. His first one's up, and it's good. He's got 21. Didier looking to get another one. He does. 22 for Didier. Amari Hall replaces Corey Ross. 26 seconds remains. The lead back to 7. Barkarowicz gets it in from Webb. He'll drive up. No fouls. Piper, a long three-pointer, and it's an air ball. It deflects off of one player. Now kicked out to Stevenson. Stevenson will control, and he'll be fouled by Piper. Piper's third. Looks like Southside will win the doubleheader over the Cadets tonight, as the girls were victorious 50-45 over the 14-3 Lady Cadets. Southside leads the boys game 65-58, 12.9 seconds remain. Stevenson shoots the line drive, and it's good. His 5th in the game. He's looking to get 6. He's got the pink and neon green shoes on tonight, and he scores. Barkarowicz up the court. He's going to pull up, shoot a long three-pointer. He airballs it, and Didier picks it up, and that'll run out the clock, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the games. Concordia, valiant comeback in the fourth quarter, but the turnovers doom them in the end. And they lose tonight on the road at Southside High School, 67-58. The Archers play a good game tonight, a balanced game, and they will win their 3rd game in a row. They will play next Friday night at Carroll at 8 o'clock. For Concordia, they will play Snyder next Friday night at Snyder. The Archers victorious in the second game and sweep the doubleheader today against Concordia. Girls 50-45 winners. The boys win 67-58 behind Trajan Didier's 20 points and Courtney Shorter's 17. That'll do it here from Southside High School. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.